Okay. Yeah.
In this video, I'll show you how to set up and manage.
Or just give me the name of it and I'll search for it and just give me the name of our page. Spelled and or the ampersand. Ampersand. Is there a space between the T and the T? What? No. Hold on a second. It's the same YouTube page, right? That you're posting our podcast on? Well, it's going to my phone, and I won't. And I'm trying to do it on my computer. But yeah, just send me it on your phone or text it to me, and I'll type it in the web browser. Oh shit. Well, no, I don't have Facebook Messenger on my computer. Yeah. What the hell? You hang up on me? Oh, well, I have it up, so yeah, yes. It says every Monday, 5 p.m. Central Standard Time. Of course, we're in daylight time right now until next week. So you have that wrong. Well, we'll be lucky if we have like 5 people watching. So yeah, that's me and you. What? Howdy.
Getting my microphone turned up here. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the first ever video podcast for TNT The Monday Night Wars. Um, this is our opening for every week of the show. So, hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to week 8 of the Monday Night Wars. This week we watched the October 23rd, 1995 Raw and Nitro. If you would like to follow along, watch these episodes on the WWE Network. Next week we will be following that up for the what would be the October 30th editions of Raw and Nitro. So if you want to follow along, watch those this week, and then you can, you know, follow along and with us live, so you already know what's going on. So I'm your host, Trevor Pepe Maniac Shelby, and joining me all the way from Suplex City is my co-host, the Medium Dog, Thomas Kennedy.
Woo! We got Trevor here looking like one of those ring announcers. I mean, he's got
Yeah.
that big headset with the mic on it.
Yep. I'm getting your.
And he's making fun
There
of
you
me
go.
for having my stuff from VIP Kids.
Yeah. Well, you are clean shaven. That's very interesting. I haven't seen you clean shaven in probably years. So,
Yeah, I did it for costume.
yeah,
I did it for a costume. I did have a mustache for my Halloween costume on Saturday, but
yep.
then I decided to shave that off because I looked like a short, fat Freddie Mercury.
You did look like Freddie Mercury. It was quite amazing. I really enjoyed
But,
it. I thought it was
but
great.
a shout out to the Cholo Fit guy who I was doing,
Yeah,
and people got that reference.
yeah. So, uh, we have been on hiatus for what, a month now?
Yeah, because you decided that you wanted to go on a cruise for 9 weeks.
Yeah, yeah. So it's completely Mr. Kennedy's fault. So he sent me on this cruise and told me to forget about the show, and so that's what I've done. So here we are. Oh, don't call me a loser. Anyways, so yes, I went on a 2 week cruise. My life is really hard, so hard. Um,
We
so
also had some technical difficulties with this
some
episode.
we had a lot of technical difficulties. Okay, so this is technically the third time we've recorded this episode or done this episode, really. When we did the podcast, we were doing it recorded. We didn't do it live like we're doing at this moment, which is insane to me. And now, then we were just having so many problems with this episode. It's like this episode is cursed. I'm almost expecting something to happen. So
Well, you did live feed me for 9 minutes without me knowing.
yeah, I did. I did that. That's a thing I did. So, but we're learning. We're all learning, and so that's the important thing, is that we are better now. And so yeah, that's the thing. So
Yeah, so we went to this new format of live
yes,
feeding,
yes,
and Trevor's already talking about doing 5 other shows,
yeah,
which means he's going to be doing nothing but watching wrestling, even at work.
yeah. Well, okay. So we could work this out, right?
And on top of the fact that he wants to live stream him playing video games.
Well, yeah, that's the thing. I'm am doing a Twitch thing, so a little self promotion there. So not gonna do too much of that. But so okay. So on top of all of that, we have we went through this episode. I before I went on the cruise, we had problems with this episode, lots of problems with this episode, and then we lost it, like, I don't know, twice. And then I went on the cruise, came back, and my computer was dead. We were supposed to actually stream last week. We actually had,
The day you go back,
yeah, we actually did a little thing on our Facebook page, which we're not very good at updating. And we had Buff Bagwell, which is awesome, by the way. We had Buff
It's a lot
Bagwell.
better than a lot better than Flying Brian's son.
Yeah. Well, I don't know about that, but anyways, I like Buff Bagwell. Nothing against him, but I really think that Brian Pillman Jr. was a really good one too. If you guys haven't seen those videos, we haven't put up the Brian Pillman Jr. one up yet, but we did put up Buff Bagwell on our Facebook page. We were gonna do it live on this thing as well, but I'm computer dumb and didn't really get this put together quickly enough. So actually, I sound computer dumb. I'm more procrastinator, and I did like panic put together this episode. So so
Yeah, because he didn't want to go another week.
yeah, and we're on Tuesday, and we're supposed to be. It says in the bottom, well, that over there, it says every Monday night at 5 p.m. We made,
Central Standard Time, which we're
yeah,
Central Daylight Time until next Monday.
yeah. So yeah, so 5 p.m. Mondays is when we're supposed to be on, but we'll do better. The guy at the top of the screen is now our social media guy, and he's gonna keep all of you updated, and that won't be on me. So if you have any social media issues, you contact him. I see your face. You're like, so. Anyways, I like the live thing though. This is pretty cool. I do see.
And we have another watcher.
Hey, welcome to the show. And if anyone has any questions or has anything, just shoot them on in. I don't care. Um, so we watched what was it? The October 23rd, 1995 Raw and WCW Nitro. Um, we the format of our show is we go over these two episodes. We kind of go over what happened. I put up a little slideshow over there. I need to get in my VIP kid thing this direction. Um, and so you guys can kind of follow along if you didn't watch the episode. But if you did, that's great. And so you can already know what's going to happen. So, okay. Raw started off with a 20-man battle royal. I don't particularly enjoy battle royals that much. I like the Royal Rumble, but battle royals are always messy, and so this was messy to me.
Of all the matches, this is the match that I enjoyed the most.
Yeah, but
I mean, because this episode of Raw was really lame.
yeah, it was.
And
I
I'm gonna give a rating that I haven't done yet.
Yeah. Well, okay. So the people in this match, it's just some of the people. King Kong Bundy, Montoya, Bob Holly, the dumpster guy, what's his name? Dumpster something, I don't know.
I don't know.
Hakushi, Fatu, who is Rakishi. Skip was in it. 123 Kid, Henry Godwin, Ratford, who we've seen a couple times now. Barry Horowitz, Dr. Isaac Yankum. And this is pretty much the order that they
And
were eliminated. Psycho Sid, Bam Bam Bigelow. Psycho Sid was actually eliminated by Bam Bam, I believe. And
Yeah, he was.
that was actually a pretty cool elimination. He like just kind of like
He like
bumped him out.
pushed him over
Yeah,
over the rope.
it was pretty cool. Um, so this really came down to Marty Jannetty and Owen Hart really duking it out there at the end. I am a big Owen Hart fan, big Hart family fan, and uh, the moment where he's on the ropes and he's like leaning back and Marty Jannetty keeps punching him, trying to knock him off, that was pretty cool. Um,
Yeah.
but this ended with Owen Hart taking it home. He won this thing. Um,
Barely.
Barely.
Marty Jannetty had the win. He just
Yeah.
didn't follow through. And then you see man,
Owen?
yeah, Owen, man, my brain just went. That's what sucks about live feeds.
Yeah.
You can't cut out my errors.
No, you can't.
So,
It's all out
um, but you see him steal his brother's promos.
there. Yeah, he did. So yeah. I think before we get to the promo part, this match alone, I wasn't. I liked it. I liked it a lot. It was probably one of the better battle royals I've seen, but I always think battle royals are just messy. And it was long. It was like half of Raw, so I went ahead. I gave it a 6 out of 10, which is
I
not,
gave
not
it
bad.
I gave it a 5.5.
5.5.
I mean, it wasn't the best battle royale I've seen, and I do get a kick out of them because that many guys in the
Yeah.
ring. It's not, of course, uh, a pay-per-view or anything like that, but still, it's kind of fun. You get to see everyone beat the hell out of each other.
Right. Well,
And you forgot Triple H in that match. He was in that match too.
was he? He was, wasn't he? Yeah,
Yeah.
he was in there. I actually see
He's
him there in
taken
the
out
middle
in the
screen there.
commercial break.
He's on there. So we had Owen Hart win. This is actually the moment where he and Jim Cornette basically stole all of Brett's trademarks. Basically, the best there is, best there was, best there ever will be. Owen Hart at this point in time is he won the King of the Ring, I believe, so he's the King of Hearts. So
Yeah.
he's kind of feuding with the family in a way. He's kind of teaming with British Bulldog, and nobody's friends with Brett, but that's kind of understandable. Brett can be a dick sometimes.
Well, I mean, Brett Bulldog is part of the family. I mean,
Yeah, but it it was good. I mean, I enjoyed it. See, the next part of the show, they kind of went over what's going to happen with Survivor Series. They're going to have this slam jam at Survivor Series, and Survivor Series, they're doing the typical 4-on-4 elimination style, I guess, match, but they're kind of like shotgunning all these guys together, and so they've got like HBK, Psycho Sid. They've got the British Bulldog and Ahmed Johnson all on one team, and then
but will Shawn Michaels be back for this? That's the question.
right. That's a good question because he's basically last week got his butt kicked in real life, so which we covered that on our previous episode, which they actually go over. They actually connect with Shawn in this episode. So then they had Shane Douglas, Yokozuna, Owen Hart, and Razor Ramon on the other team. So all these guys that don't necessarily like each other are teaming together to see if they can team. And this is all done in the name of entertainment. So I am not particularly excited for this. I mean, it's kind of like a social experiment in a way, and it's just kind of like, I don't really care.
Kind of. I'm kind of looking forward to your commentary on it.
Yeah, are you?
Yeah. I mean, I mean, I know you're gonna do the Survivor Series pay-per-view.
I might. I don't know. I don't think I will, though. I don't think I will. We'll just go on to the next Raw. So,
Whatever.
maybe not. I don't know. Anyways, so after that, we had Bob Backlund out in the crowd, yelling at children, which I thought this photo was great. He's actually yelling at a child because he's running for president, and
they're in Canada.
They're in Canada. None of these people care. But oh well, it is what it is.
They like Bill Clinton. That's who was in office at the time.
Yeah, well, it's just silliness is what it is. Well,
yeah.
See, then they had Odd Man Johnson. Basically, he at this point he hasn't even wrestled yet. I think Survivor Series is going to be his first actual match, and he is basically calling everyone out and saying, if you don't team with us right, you're going to get beat up by me. So Odd Man Johnson is very hard to understand at this point. He's not that great on the microphone. So,
He's not.
But we will see how he pans out. I do remember him, like, when I was a kid watching wrestling. I do remember Odd Man Johnson being around, but I don't remember him being, like, a big primetime player. So we'll see how that goes.
I don't think he went past mid-card.
Yeah. We'll see how that plays out in future weeks. So the next match...
Are we ready for the worst premiere?
This is not just the worst premiere. This is the worst match of the Monday Night Wars so far. This is terrible.
And it's one of the best wrestlers in this era.
So,
of course, he wasn't this. He was a weird character.
Yeah, so...
Weird mask character.
So...
Who didn't come in the ring with a mask.
So we have Avatar, who is Al Snow, and he's fighting Brian Walsh, and by the end of this, I was like, man, I'm rooting for Brian, because this Avatar guy sucks.
Well, I mean, there were a bunch of
Yeah,
miscues, and
and
oh man,
and I rewatched this match today, and just listening to the disappointment in Vince McMahon's voice throughout the match is like, oh, he
yeah.
had a talking to him after that match.
Oh, and the fact during it, he's some kind of martial artist, isn't he? And the king's like, I know as much as you do.
Yeah. he there's one point where he's jumping off of he's jumping off one of the top ropes, and he slips, and then instead of just jumping off the top rope, he just
He
jumps from
does
the
a
apron.
little rope crossbody.
Yeah. This is the moment here. And so yeah, he's fighting this no-name guy, Brian Walsh, and it was terrible. Like it should have they should have done this way different. I don't know if they're trying to make Avatar kind of like a kid-friendly wrestler or what. I don't like it though. It's terrible.
I don't know, but I don't understand why he was a masked wrestler who didn't enter the ring with his mask on.
Yeah. No clue. He took it out. He took it back off after he won. So I don't know. But I really hated this match. I really did. But I it's the worst. I have to say it's the worst of the Monday Night Wars. I'm giving it a 2 out of 10. I think that's the lowest I've ever gone.
No, you've given a one before, I
Have
think.
I?
Yeah, I'm giving it a one.
You're giving it a 1? Wow.
Yeah.
I don't blame you. I I would almost go that, but I'm going to give it a 2. I'm going to give it a 2. Brian Walsh was not that bad. Even though it's supposed to be Avatar. uh, so,
You know what I think this is? I think like I think back to an interview that I heard John Cena give, and he was talking to his brother, and he's like, "You know why you lost that? Because you weren't yourself."
yeah.
I think he lost. I think he technically should have lost that match because he wasn't himself.
Yeah, well, he definitely wasn't himself. And I hope that character gets changed in the near future. I really do. Um, After this, we did have a kind of look in the next week, which was going to be Goldust versus Savio Vega, which that looks like a promising match. I think this is Goldust's Raw debut. He debuted on the
Yeah,
last pay per view, but now he's shown up on
it's
Raw.
his television debut. Yeah.
Yeah, so this is pretty cool. Looking forward to that. That'll be next week. But now for the main event, which for this era, the main event is a women's match, and this is not normal for this era of sports entertainment.
It's for the women's title too.
Yeah. So we've got Bertha Faye, who is a beautiful woman who
I'm kind of doubtful about
yeah.
that.
This is her on the screen. She is the current women's champion, and yeah. So she she took the title. I believe she took it from Alundra Blaze or
She
Lundra
did.
Blaze. So
That's
this
the last
is
pay-per-view.
yeah. So this is it was at SummerSlam. So now Alundra is getting her rematch. I going into this, I will say I've never seen a Bertha Faye match in my life. And I don't know if I ever will see her again. But it wasn't bad. It wasn't a bad match. And it was sad to me that something as comical as this match, because this lady is kind of comical, um, it was the best match on Raw to me. To me, it was the best match. So,
It was, and that's that.
yeah. Alundra was able to suplex her, which was kind of cool. And I was, hurrah, she won. Alundra won this one. I enjoyed it.
Well, Bertha just passed away not too long
Oh,
ago.
did she? Oh, that's sad.
Yeah, he
Um,
was with the WWE for about 7 to 8 years, I
yeah.
believe, if I remember correctly.
And one of the things that I remember when we did this episode originally, one of the things that we had saw was, or that we found out was, at this point WWE was looking at scaling back their women's division, and they were gonna they were thinking about putting some of them on loan to Japan, and so that's why they put the belt on Alundra, because they wanted her to take the belt over to Japan and defend it over there, because they didn't necessarily have a spot for her on Raw, I guess. I don't know. Um, the but this match,
Well, I
I
mean,
enjoyed it.
this is only the the second match that we've seen, women's match we've seen on Raw.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it is, and but I enjoyed it. It's probably the best thing I've seen all night so far, and I gave it a 6.5 out of 10.
I gave it a 6.
6, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, Alundra Blaze, lifted Bertha over
Yeah,
her
she
head
did.
into a suplex,
That's pretty impressive.
and she's a lot of me.
Yeah.
So
Well, and what was
yeah.
funny was it was Bertha's manager had gotten involved, and so she blamed him for the loss, and so she chased him out the arena, and so Blaze was celebrating while that poor little man was getting chased. So that dude, they said he was 120 pounds or something like that, 130 pounds, and she was like 250 or something. Like she. I used to
Oh,
do the guess your weight game at Frontier City, and if I said
so did
250, I think I would have been under, but who am I
I
to
used
say?
to do that too.
Yeah.
I used to do that too, and I would have attacked her on about 245,
Really? You'd
which
have
we
said
would
you'd
still would
have
have
been over.
lost because if you remember the rules, we would have had to have been within 3 pounds.
Yeah. That's true. But I would have guessed she weighed maybe more. But I was always really bad at that game. They only put me on that game for like a day, and then they removed me off that game. I
I
got in
was
trouble.
I got put on that game a lot. That was one of my games when I was an agent, and man, I was good at it.
Yeah. So we used to work together at a theme park. So they put me on that game for one day, and I'm being serious about this. A lady came up and wanted me to guess her age, and I took the game way too seriously. Okay, I was being nice, and I said she was 40. I should have went way younger than that. And I felt really bad. She was in her 20s, and yeah, it was
Ooh.
bad. I was really bad at that game, and I proceeded to give her her prize because I was way off, and she proceeded to walk off without the prize, and she didn't want to talk to me, and then she went and complained, and I got in trouble. So I never worked that game.
Really?
Never worked that game ever again. They were like, what was really funny was our boss came up to me and was like, goes, "Why would you do that?" And I said, "Did you see her?" So I was like, so it was an honest. I was being nice. So, anyways,
Yeah,
I guess I'm an asshole.
that was probably like your first season because I don't remember you ever
Yeah.
working that 1 hour.
No, it was with Dell. Dell was the manager there, so it was like my second season. But I was stuck over there for reasons of people calling in, so it was a stupid reason for me. But anyways, back to wrestling. At this point, no, I didn't get a screenshot of it, but Jim Ross interviewed HBK. Sean looked horrible. They really did a number to him. I mean, he's
I
got,
mean, he's probably on some painkillers still.
yeah, but he's
Okay.
swearing up and down he's gonna make it to the pay-per-view, to the In Your House thing. So we'll see. I don't know. He looked awful. Um, so, anyways, let's move on to WCW, shall we?
Okay. Yeah, we can do that. We can go on to dark and dreary Hulk Hogan.
What? Dark and Dreary Hulk Hogan? That's awesome. So this is pre NWO Hulk Hogan, but he is in the black, and he's very lame at this point. I gotta say. Um,
They hadn't figured out his heel character.
yeah, they hadn't probably figured it all out yet. But he is the essence of Hulkamania is being sucked out of him by the Giant. So the Giant is literally sucking Hulk Hogan's essence, and the I don't know, that turns him to where he wears all black and he's sad. So he gets emo. So emo Hogan, it's really sad. So the first
They
match of
shaved
the
off
night,
his mustache. They shaved off his
they
mustache.
shaved
I'm
off his
surprised.
mustache. I forgot about that. They certainly
I'm
did.
surprised he didn't dye what's left of his hair black.
Yeah, they really did a number on poor Hogan, and so we had Macho Man versus, and I'm gonna butcher this, Kurosawa. Did I say that right?
That sounds right.
I
yeah.
think I've got a screenshot here. Kurosawa. I'm guessing, and he's with Colonel Parker, which I like Colonel Parker. He's become quite the humorous manager of this era.
The Colonel Parker is pretty good, especially him and Terry going at it, right?
Yeah, Oh, you mean Sherry, not Terry?
Terry,
Yeah. Oh my gosh, and
You can
I
put
have
them
the
in that
feeling
place.
they're really in a relationship. Because they are like going at it.
Yeah,
Yeah. And who could blame? Sherry's a beautiful woman, but
kind of in a weird way, yeah.
yeah. I mean, she's a little older at this point, but in her day, man, she was a pretty good looking lady. So, so what I really put down for this match in my notes that I keep looking down at, which I shouldn't, is there was a lot of kicks in this match, which led to a hurt, Macho Man. So Macho Man, and I'll say this about the guy, he really puts over other wrestlers really well. He was hurt throughout this match, and I believed it. I mean, Macho Man was he was hurt.
He can sell those injuries.
Yeah, he's not above, this Kurosawa guy. He's not above putting some like him over. Even though Macho Man, he won this one, but he is able to tell the good story, which is he was, getting the crap kicked out of him literally, and he was able to fight back. Kurosawa at one point, and this is what they said on the show, he broke Hawk's arm, and he also defeated Pitbull, Sergeant Pittman, who was undefeated at that time. He was doing a little bit of a streak there, and so this guy is ending streaks and breaking arms. So he at one point he kicks a ring post in this match, so it was pretty interesting. Macho Man won this one via the flying elbow. I enjoyed it for what it was, and so I gave it a 5.5 out of 10.
I mean, I enjoyed it. I think I'll agree with you that it was probably one of the best matches of the evening.
Yeah.
Because it actually had an ending. And
Yeah.
There's a lot of WCW matches don't have endings.
Yeah, they don't.
And I like endings.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna go ahead and agree with you on the rating of 5.5.
Okay. There you go. So after this, we had Pepe actually showed up, and
I hate that dog.
I don't think I got a photo of him here. I got Macho Man winning here. I need to keep up with the slideshow. Oh no, we don't got Pepe. So yeah, we've got Macho Man winning. We got Pepe showing up, who is the Chihuahua ring announcer. Not well, I mean, commentary team. He has the same outfit that Mongo has, and I put LOL because I actually chuckled when I saw it. So I like that they keep bringing back the Chihuahua.
For some reason, I can't wait until Mongo steps in the ring because I know that's going to happen.
Yeah.
As much as I don't like him as an announcer, I can only imagine what he's like as a wrestler.
Oh, yeah.
At least that damn Chihuahua won't be on TV.
Yeah, well. So, after Pepe moment, we had this guy showing up on screen who is yelled at. He's yelling at Kevin Sullivan. He's some wrinkly old guy. He basically
like
I don't know what he looks like, the Emperor from Star Wars or something.
That's what I was gonna say. He looked like the Emperor Palpatine from Star Wars.
Yeah, so he's pretty much that. He's kind of a veiny fat guy, and I think actually he is some kind. I don't know who he is. He's some kind of a pro wrestler from the past, I think, or promoter or something. There was something I read that he played a part basically. But yeah, he talks about his insurance policy, and they bring out a gigantic block of ice, which is obviously not a block of ice. And they put it right behind the announce team. And so for the rest of the night, they're like, ooh, spooky. And so, I heard something and all that. So.
There's a giant block of ice. It's cold in here now.
Yeah, it's so cold. So, yeah. So we got to deal with that. This whole thing, I gave it a C- if you were going to grade it like a school child. I did not enjoy it. It was lame. I just don't. I like Kevin Sullivan, and he's actually like a brilliant mind in WCW. And the more I learn about pro wrestling history, the more I learn what Kevin Sullivan did for pro wrestling, basically. And I think he missed the mark on this one. So if this is his idea. Yeah. So after this, of course, this is the block of ice back there. After this, we have Emo Hogan come out, and he's still got the neck brace, the black neck brace. He's got the black shirt on its sleeves have disappeared, and he's wearing a gold cross or something. Anyways, he's in all black. He's pretty much pissed off, and he rips off his neck brace and pretty much shoots on everybody under the sun.
He calls everyone these Hulk maniacs.
Yeah. So Hulk Hogan's losing it at this point. He's gonna morph into a monster truck apparently for the next pay-per-view. So I don't even know how that works.
With the giant.
Yeah, he's gonna fight the giant on top.
Along with the giant.
Yeah, okay. So from what I understand, there's gonna be monster trucks on top of the arena, right? Is that how that's supposed to work? I'm gonna have to watch this pay-per-view. I need to watch it. I might have a viewing party or something. I don't know. Everybody start at the same time. Can't put it on YouTube, but we could do reactions. I don't know. I don't understand. I can't imagine monster trucks on top of an arena. But maybe it happens. I don't know. So anyways,
and this is the first time of many that monster trucks will be used in WCW.
I do remember that. So, and Hogan at this point threatens his monster truck team, the people that are putting together his monster truck. He threatens them. So I was like, really? This makes no sense. So
you don't beat him, I'm gonna rip you out of the truck and beat him myself.
Yeah,
basically that's it.
Yeah. So, whatever. Good deal. So, after that, we had a match that's been building up for a little bit. I mean, we've had Alex Wright and Eddie Guerrero facing off in singles competition against both Dean Malenko and Chris Benoit. And it's been some really good matches.
Yeah, and now they're tagging
Yeah.
Dean Malenko and Chris Benoit versus
Yeah.
Eddie Guerrero and
Well, and it was supposed to be I just said his name. Anyways, but he's replaced by Mr. JC or JL. JL.
yeah, Mr.
And
L.
uh it was interesting. Alex Wright was the other person. He's injured at this point, so he's got crutches. So but he came down to the ring. I like these matches because I always like listening to the commentators try to like make up move names on the fly because these guys are doing stuff that obviously the announcers have never seen before, and they admit it too. I mean, like Bobby the Brain is like, I don't even know what they're doing. It's cool though. So it's pretty interesting. It's a lot of the flippy dippies that you see today. So,
but Chris Benoit and Eddie Guerrero were like innovators in the high flying act.
yeah, and and Chris Benoit at this point, he's coming back from Japan where he's had tons of success. We've got Eddie Guerrero, who's really like cutting his teeth right now in WCW, and Dean Malenko as well, the man of 1,000 holds. So, that was one of your nicknames, I believe, the man of like 25 holds. So, but anyways, yeah. So I don't know. I enjoyed this match. What's that?
Have I ever told you I hate you?
No, never. Anyways, it was a fun match. I enjoyed it. Let's see what notes did I put down here. When this started, Scott Norton was attacked by the Shark backstage, which whatever. We don't see, which is funny because we don't see a whole lot of Scott Norton on the show except for being attacked backstage or getting someone falling over on him and stuff. Both teams tagged okay in this match. The Mr. JL won this via roll up when Alex Wright tripped Dean Malenko. And then after all of this, when they're celebrating, Brian Pillman runs out and attacks Eddie Guerrero. And he starts giving the Four Horsemen symbol there. So, yeah. I enjoyed this match. I gave it a 5 out of 10. It wasn't like the most innovative, great. It wasn't as good as the matches before that preceded this. But
yeah, I mean, whenever you look back at the first match that Eddie had and the first match that Chris had,
right.
a couple of weeks ago, and it's just like this is average.
Yeah,
I'll take it.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna give it a 5.
Yeah, awesome. We did the same. That's a rarity for us. So after that, we had the main event, which is Harlem Heat versus Sting and Lex Luger. And there's a good picture of Sherry there. So Harlem Heat, I believe they won the titles and then got overzealous and then lost the titles.
Yeah, they won the titles at
the pay-per-view.
The pay-per-view.
And the next night,
they defended the titles and lost them.
Yeah, they lost them to Buff Bagwell and his tag team partner. I can't remember his name. Can't remember who it is.
I can't get it.
But anyways, I just remember Buff, and
yeah,
he's a supporter of the show now. So, anyways, So I'm gonna put him
We're
over every time I
I'm
can.
gonna get us an Instagram account, and that way, we can post our videos there too. And
Yes, exactly.
we could. I follow Ric Flair, so we might be able to get some more,
Cool.
people.
Awesome. I am on
We,
Twitter now. I tweet. I do tweet. Tweeting. And although I didn't put it down there, although I should, but my tweet, I follow. You can follow people. I follow every WWE diva, all of them.
I
So,
follow them on Instagram.
anyways, it doesn't help me any. I don't actually tweet, but I can because I have a tweeter. Anyways, I have those.
Twitter.
Yeah, that thing. So, anyways, this match, the one that we're talking about, the Harlem Heat with Sister Sherry. Then we had Lex and Sting. This match was not bad. It was what it was, really. I don't think Sting and Lex are the best tag team. You really kind of saw the Harlem Heat. Really, they just naturally are better together.
Well, I mean, yeah, Sting and Lex aren't a good match because the whole group that they are is in a nuclear meltdown at the moment.
Yeah, it really is. And Sting, if you notice here, he is wearing the red and yellow. He's trying to be, bring Hulk Hogan back to where he's supposed to be, I guess. He's trying to support Hogan. Lex, not so much. He's in the black. I guess he's depressed too. So this was a pretty good match. I enjoyed it. The Harlem Heat, I did put, they are the superior tag team, obviously.
Obviously.
At one point, and this is great, Sherry starts pulling out photos of her and the Colonel out of her butt.
Yeah, I don't want to know what was holding them in, because she was wearing a dress.
I was like, wow, okay, well, that came out of nowhere. Well, it came out of somewhere. But
she was kissing the pictures. That's what disgusted me.
Yeah, well, so the what was it, Mongo, the quote of the night for me was we always do a Steve McMike or McMongo or whatever quote of the night, and his is very much this. He starts suggesting that they start carving up the glacier so they can make margaritas.
I could have used a margarita during this.
Yes, lots of them. So Sting wins this one.
By far the worst week we've done.
Yeah. So Sting wins this one, and I'm going to wrap in this ending because it's very WCW. The match ended, and then they were attacked, which if you're part of our drinking game, you got to take a drink. And so after the win, the Giant comes out, and he attacks Sting and Lex. Then Macho Man and Hulk Hogan come out, and they start taking on the Giant. And it the Giant fights him off. Yeah. So it kind of looks like, like Hogan and them are going to kind of get the comeuppance or whatever, and the announcers start going, the arena's shaking, and then you can hear it almost sounds like a drum roll. And next thing you know,
it's a Star Trek type of camera shake.
Yeah.
With, I was expecting William Shatner to come by. You've got to stop this now.
Yeah. It was bad. It was really bad. It was horrible. So here, if you can see on the screen, Hogan's fighting back, trying to take charge. And then this is the clearest shot I could get on my phone. So I tried to take the screenshot 7 times, it seemed like, and I just couldn't get it right. So we've got the Yeti bursting out of a glacier, and the Yeti is actually a mummy. I
I don't understand that.
I don't understand at all. I don't know. It makes me really concerned. So,
Sorry, I was getting a call, so we got to wrap this up soon.
oh well, in that case, yeah, we can wrap up. We are pretty much done for the night. So, taking all that match and the ending into consideration, I'm giving that whole thing a 4 out of 10.
I'm giving it a 4.2.
4.2. All right. So, let me pull up our current scores. So, last week, well, week 7, I say last week, a month ago, I had WCW winning 4 weeks and WWE winning 3 weeks. You had WCW winning 2.5 weeks, WWE winning 3.5 weeks, and the Dog Show winning 1 week. So, because first episode, yeah, Dog Show won apparently. So, I'm gonna go ahead. I'm giving the score to WWE. I'm tying things up on my end. It's gonna be 4-4.
I don't know. I mean, both shows did not perform for me.
Mm.
Can I just make them both losers?
No, you gotta give the point, unfortunately, to somebody. Who was the least of the losers?
I'm gonna give it to TNA Wrestling.
You can't.
Ah,
Yeah, and you can't give it to
okay,
the Dog Show either.
I'll give it to WWE then.
All right. So you're giving them another point. All right. So, yeah, very odd week. I'm looking more forward to next week. So, we'll see how this all pans out. I am going to probably watch the pay-per-view.
We got some serious stuff going on.
Yeah.
With 2 pay-per-views.
Yeah. So this pay-per-view, this WCW pay-per-view, this was the go home thing for it. So the episode. So I believe it's the next episode is after the pay-per-view. So I think I'm going to have to watch the WCW pay-per-view. I probably won't watch it on camera, seeing that, you know, we probably won't have that many people watching with us. But it is pretty terrible. But I've got to see how this whole thing plays out with these monster trucks. I don't understand. So I'll probably watch it this weekend, along with the next week's show. So that being said, if you would like to follow along with our show, next week you will need to watch I believe it's the October 30th WWE Raw and WCW Nitro. 1995. October 30th, 1995. Watch those two. The next week, we will have a more put together show. This show is put together, but it's not as put together as we'd like it. I'm gonna have a screen. Future plans. I'm gonna have a screen for the drinking game, which we didn't really add to this week. And then I would like to have a few little clips of this and that. So, anything you want to add, Mr. Kennedy?
No, just have a happy Halloween and hope you guys are good candy. If you guys are, if you are one watcher, is going trick or treating.
Yeah. And thank you, Mom, for tuning in. So I will see you guys next week. We'll see you guys. It's going to be next Monday for sure, right around 5 p.m. So we will see you guys then.
All right. Peace.
Peace.